that why did Ram did that to Sita, and it is totally wrong. Women should be treated equally, without understanding that. Let's just take it at the societal level right now. Let's not even go to the Puranas and to the quantum level and to the consciousness level. Understand that everything has to be viewed in its own contextual framework. Today's value you cannot apply to those times. When Ram was in that era, he was trying to, he's known as Maryada Purushottam. He was trying to establish the rule of law. In those times, most men, especially Kshatriyas, the kings, were allowed to have more than one wife for practical reasons. One is to ensure that they have a progeny, heir apparent, and also for alliance purposes, because all the kingdoms have to have alliances. They would marry for alliance purposes. But Ram, even in those days when everybody had many wives, he had only one wife. His own father had 3 wives, right? His brothers had more than one wife. He had only one wife. So even in today's context, he had only one wife. And on top of that, it's when they came back from Lanka, the rule of law was, if a woman stayed in some other man's house, you cannot give her the status of a wife, far less a queen. So she was a role model for the people, for the citizens. And when they complained, he realized that if I do not stick to the rule of law, I cannot establish the rule of law. Even though he banished her, he could have married somebody else. He did not. He was much more in pain than anybody else. He never married anybody else. So he did that to establish the rule of law, right? And the other thing is, if you look at Sita, she's not a passive woman. Under no circumstance, if you look at from her beginning, that Shiva's Dhanush, that no male could ever pick up other than Ram. She was the only one who could pick up that Dhanush and thread it and let go of the arrow. Look at her strength. And that was the rule Janaka made, that my daughter can, the Shiva Dhanush, only she can string. A man who can marry her has to have at least be that caliber, right? And Ram was the only one who could do it. She was no pushover. And even when they went to the forest, Ram pleaded with her, you stay home. You are not capable. You are a princess. You are not meant to live in a forest. Did she listen to that? No. Of her own will. Every time, was Ram able to dissuade her from wanting that golden deer? Was Lakshmana able to dissuade her from saying that I will not go? Does she look like a woman who had no power, no say? So there are many ways of looking at it.